After a week off to get through Halloween season, we are back on track Sunday night for the Sim500 Truck Series, the Transervice Truck Series, and round number 5 of what has been so far a pretty fun season to get through, as we're 4 races deep into the 14-race season. We've had only 2 winners. One guy's pretty much been dominant, but that doesn't mean the racing has not been fantastic, as we welcome you to a track where anyone can win. Talladega Superspeedway. It is round number 5 of this Transervice Winter Truck Series season, as we get you into this 2.66 mile superspeedway of a track. 79 degrees ambient, the usual iRacing default weather, as we get you ready for 80 laps around this Talladega Superspeedway here on the Captain Esports Network. We appreciate you joining us on this Sunday evening. I am the captain, Chris Scala. Unfortunately, Ricky Springer, who is on his way back from Phoenix, not going to be here tonight, so we're going to do a one-man show here. So we're going to rock and roll and have some fun here for this Sunday night of action here on the Captain Esports Network as we get ready to rock and roll. And yes, I will go ahead and put it out there too, I'm not 100% myself. As of this morning, if you'd asked me if I was sitting here tonight, it would have been questionable. But thankfully for sleep and meds, and here we are ready to rock and roll and feeling pretty good. Just sound like crap. But that doesn't mean we're going to let the race be victim to that. We're going to have some fun tonight and go from there. Got over 30 cars ready to go rocking and rolling around the 2.66 mile super speedway of Talladega. Let's look at the point standings as we enter this afternoon's race. It is the Jimmy Coleman show right now as he leads the points. Of course, Pedro Mojica, he is third in points, got 3 wins. He didn't make the first race of the season, so those 3 wins are in 3 starts, and he started points because of it. A whole lot of threes involved there as we come to Talladega. But Coleman, Higman, Mojica, Gillenwater, Tommy Ryan, Brian Wertman, Kevin DeBrown, Tyler Dalton, Eric Arnold, Mike Montesi are your 10 drivers right now. And there is a playoff system that is straight up 10 drivers make the playoffs, 4 rounds, and then 4 races, 3 races of 10, and then of course 1 race at the end to settle it all when it's all said and done. But we're getting ready to go racing here and rock and roll. Actually, I want to correct myself. It's 4 races in general. Whoever has the most points wins, not 1. Anyways, all right, so let's qualify, shall we? We're down here on track right now. Cars are going out to qualify, and one thing we like to try to do is, when we can, is get out here and show the trucks on track. And there's a couple particular trucks I'm going to for qualifying, and one of them is this guy right here. I'm about 85% positive right now. If somebody were to say, Scala, I'll put money on you that somebody else wins the pole, I would almost take the bet right now. I'm not going to do it, though. It's not who I am. But my guess is that either this guy or Tommy Ryan is going to be on the pole for this race. And I say that because these two are some of the best qualifiers I've ever seen when it comes on a super speedway on iRacing. As we watch Dalton come across the line here, we're going to kind of watch him do this lap. See him kind of running it super speedway style there. Let's turn the audio on, shall we? There we go. Works his way down the back straightaway. Down to turn 3. This is only his first lap, by the way. They do get 2 laps to qualify. Dalton right down to that yellow line. Going to go right to the apron to come on by. There's Montesi at 56.11 right now. This is just lap 1. So this is the money lap right here. Maybe not. The first lap not count or something? Or do they only run 1 lap of qualifying? Well, Dalton up there with a 56.05. Either way, that's how you do it. How he did it right there for qualifying. I'm confused because I'm looking over. Yeah, they complete 2 laps, but nobody's lap time showed up for lap 1. So I'm kind of baffled. Here comes Tommy Ryan onto the track. So let's watch the 99 now. You see Tommy kind of use the bottom instead of the top side there. Kind of surprising me with some of these runs that I'm seeing from some of these trucks going to the bottom a little bit more than I would expect. You see here, he kind of goes middle groove. See, it's not the same as like the whole run the top, run the bottom type of thing here. What you're seeing from these guys is literally, it's almost like running it like a speedway, so to say. Goes up middle groove here. And what they're doing is they're opening up the wheel to allow themselves to keep the speed, because the more you turn the wheel, the more speed you scrub. So when you open up your hands as you're driving, and what I mean by open up your hands is turn the wheel straight. And basically when you do that, it allows you to keep the speed going in the truck. And the speed and momentum's all in this truck right here. See, Tommy's the fourth car on the list down there to the right. He's in green. He's not in purple. Can he jump Tyler Dalton here? He's going to stay up on the track. Tommy's second with the same lap time as Tyler Dalton. And that'll wrap up qualifying here. So we'll go into the warm-up and go from there. What a qualifying effort that was for Tyler. Very impressive. I'm going to run this very unique channel they have down here and pull up Tyler real quickly. And let's have a quick chat with the pole sitter here tonight. Tyler, we watched your qualifying lap, because I pretty much said this is exactly how I worded it. I pretty much said, look, it's Tyler and Tommy versus the field. And I'll put money on, I didn't really put money on the line, but I said I'd be willing to put money on the line. It says Tyler or Tommy start on the pole, and you guys run the same exact lap time. What is it about this lap that you have to run, without obviously giving away your secrets, that makes it so interesting, it's so precise that you have to do to win the pole?
How to keep the speed wound up in the truck. Honestly, I thought Tommy was going to get me there. I wasn't as smooth as I wanted to be in 1 and 2, but made up for it in 3 and 4. And I knew that maybe the track slowed down a little bit, but I knew also the lap was about 200ths off of what I had been running. So I knew he was going to be close, and he definitely got close. He got the 059 to my 057, but 2 1,000s is good enough.
Yeah, right. No kidding. And definitely worth the fun to watch both of you guys qualify. You two were two trucks I watched the whole time, just kind of seeing what was different. There were a couple things, but I won't point them out on the air. But great job tonight on the pole, and we'll see if we talk to you in 80 laps.
Thank you.
All right, Tyler Dalton on the pole here tonight at the Virtual Talladega Superspeedway with a great lap on his parts as I send him to his other channel. Where is it? Oh, he already moved himself. Never mind. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup here for this 80 lap event. Tyler Dalton, Tommy Ryan with the same exact lap time starting on the pole. So you got him one to bet. Mike Kelly and Randy Oakham will start there. In row 2, row 3, Glenn Campbell, Bob Gillenwater. Row 4 is PJ Luttrell and Bobby Wetzel, John Higman Jr., Andrew Teft. They'll take row number 5. Brandon Key and Mike Montesi in row number 6. Brandon was actually at the iRacing event last week that happened down at the Hall of Fame. I saw a lot of tweets on that, and it looked like he had a pretty good time down there. Row number 7, John Mustin Jr. and Jeff Ryan. A lot of people thinking he and Eric Arnold are going to get teamed up pretty quickly and get rolling, so we'll have to see how that goes. Eric Arnold and Jimmy Coleman, they'll start in row number 8. Row 9, Jose Gonzalez. He might have the coolest paint scheme I've seen in a very long time. We'll start next to Doug Sigmund. Trey Radford and Nathan Bogart. We'll start row 10. Row 11, Nathan Davis and Larry Pace. Row 12, Ron Holyfield and Kevin Stone. Kevin on the outside looking in right now in the playoff standings. Steve Ritter, David Comstock, they'll take row number 13. Row 14, Chad Coleman, Kevin DeBrown, Scott Simley, Josh Parker, Anthony Calantoni in the Atlanta winner, sort of racing like this, Brian Wertman, starting 32nd. As they roll down the back straightaway. Talladega, all about drafting, all about momentum, all about putting yourself in the right place at the right time to win a race. And how weird it sounds is it starts all at lap 1. And what I mean by that is putting yourself in a position, if it's in the back, if it's in the front, wherever you got to go, you got to be decisive and be ready for anything, because anything can happen when that time comes. You can't hear it, but per tradition, Talladega Superspeedway, when they go 1 to go, plays Sweet Home Alabama over the speakers as they come to the green flag. Tyler Dalton, Tommy Ryan, Mike Kelly, Randy Oakham, Glenn Campbell, and Bob Gillenwater going to lead up to the green flag for 80 laps of racing tonight at Talladega Superspeedway. Sit back, enjoy, and let's go racing. Sunday Night Truck Racing on the Captain Esports Network. And our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online. You can check them out, of course, on the iRacing forums or on Facebook and so much more. Mainly, though, their website is TrackCams22.com. See the inside line already starting to get rolling with that 2 truck pushing. Mike Kelly there on the inside, already seeing some 3 wide, seeing some trucks drop to the back. Again, deciding that strategy now, wanting to go ride for a little bit or wanting to go to the front. As they come down to complete lap number 1. I think it's going to be that outside line carrying the momentum. It sure is. Tommy Ryan leads it. I've said this multiple times, and I'm going to say it again tonight. At the first time I ever saw these guys on a super speedway track, I was scared because it was like, oh my God, they're doing things I've never seen before in iRacing. And I thought they were going to wreck, and they never did. If you want to learn how to super speedway race in iRacing, this is one of the best series you're going to watch. So sit back and enjoy the show here. You're going to see 2 and 3 wide racing all throughout this field. As you see already, that Exxon car up top there being kind of shuffled. Oh, I said, oh, contact. That was a bump draft gone bad. And that's Kevin Davis or Kevin DeBrown back there who, well, he's the pusher, if you would say. I mean, that dude pushes people everywhere. He'll push you to the grocery store if you need to. Got into the back of the 5 truck, sent him up into the Exxon car. A little net code also involved there, but everybody okay, thankfully. Everybody kind of scattering out a little bit. Give each other plenty of room. And here comes Kevin DeBrown, top side, getting that momentum carried. Different paint schemes here, so I got used to. It's the 81, I think that is pushing him. It is Josh Parker. Parker not in a plain paint scheme. That's what's throwing me off right now. Already getting racy here as they get wound up and kind of warmed up, getting comfortable around each other. Oh, wrong. All right, producer's fired already. We ride on board Monster Energy truck. I guess this would be a right time to say, man, thoughts and prayers to the Gibbs family today. Holy cow. Corey Gibbs, the father of Ty, passes away in his sleep, unfortunately, last night. After the night after winning the Xfinity Series championship. So thoughts and prayers to that family. Man, what more can we say? What more can you say? You see all about momentum. So you're getting to the back corner of that Virginia 811 car of Jeff Ryan. That's 5 laps already in the books. So I got a feature I'm working on. As you see the momentum carry, and here comes Kevin DeBrown. Get help for Tommy Ryan. But I talked to a driver last night in one of the series that I broadcast. I won't mention names. But it's something he's brought up to me before, and you know, I've been kind of in and out doing it. When it comes to showing who's who in the trucks, as David Comstock works his way up to second. But in a series where, you know, people are watching, obviously don't know who drivers are out there. Might have multiple viewers watching who have never seen this series before, don't know who's who out here. So the idea was brought up, so I would do it. I told him that I would do it, and especially now, with the way SDK Gaming has set this up, this is the perfect time to do this. So I'm going to pop this up here on the screen so everybody, and you're going to notice I'm about to edit it a little bit here. So forgive me as I do this. I did get a chance to do it before the race, but there you see David Comstock there in the 13 truck showing up on screen. So basically what you're going to see is whoever I'm focused on when it comes to on track, it's going to show that person's truck. So you'll be able to see who is who out there on the track. You know, something as we went green, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do that. Very unprofessional, right? I know. So just for everybody to be able to see who's who out there. So David Comstock, as Kevin DeBrown leads, you see it switches over Bam to the 93 truck, and that's what it looks like there on track. As Tyler Dalton there on the bottom side. Randy Yoakum in the middle. You got a whole Virginia 811 train there in the middle. Bobby Wetzel there in the 9 on the outside. That's that Exxon car that kind of got hit a little bit ago. Obviously no damage on that 9 car. He ended up okay from it. But 9 laps in, and here we are 3 wide. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows deep. Another truck dropping to the back saying, I'm out. I think it was Mike Kelly in that 2 truck. He said, I've seen enough of this. And 94 truck up the middle there. And some shuffling going on. 1 truck's up in the wall. Glenn Campbell sticks it up in the wall and keeps it there. Great job on his part. Lets the field go by. We've seen so many instances where somebody has that happen. And of course, it's so easy to do. Make your instincts just want to turn left. And he didn't do that. So great job on his part. 94 truck, Troy Radford. The middle of that A&W paint scheme. Never mind, it's not A&W. I apologize. For a second, that's what I thought I saw. Tyler Dalton to Borton. And getting out of that pack a little bit. Tommy Ryan leading Randy Yoakum, leading Jeff Ryan there in that middle lane. Top side, David Comstock with the 9 of Bobby Wetzel. And the 6 truck, Montesi up there at the top also. And caution is out. We got a wreck in the back. There's the 33 of Brandon Key, unfortunately involved. A pretty cool paint scheme. Eric Arnold with some damage. Andrew Teft with some damage. Looks like Ritter. And others involved. And the first caution of the night is out. Let's see what takes place here that brings out the yellow. Actually, let me get you a better camera angle as we watch everybody go to the grass here. Jose Gonzalez down there at 26 trucks, right behind Brandon Key, gets to the inside. Oh, and it just a bad bumper hook. I'm sure there's going to be some unhappy people with that one. It's just again. So it looks like Brandon goes up a little bit here and then comes back down in front of Jose. And Jose latched that bumper and started to try to push him, and unfortunately just hooked him with the right rear. And Wortman gets a piece of the wall with it. All right, I think we're going to see leaders on pit road here. As Comstock crew comes in, see if we get tires and fuel or just fuel. Should be majority just fuel here. Race off pit road. Tommy Ryan, gonna get him. Comstock gonna be second. Kevin DeBrown, Wetzel, and then Randy Oakham gonna be your top five, it looks like. All right, so let's talk about luck here for a second. Again, I don't want to make this about myself, but sometimes you just have to. All weekend, I mentioned me not feeling good, right? So I've not had a single issue with my nose until the start of this race. And now my nose is starting to act up. Really? Just saying. I'm sneezed already twice now. I've had to shut the mic off for it. I'm sniffling. I'm like, what in the world? You had to wait till this broadcast to do this nose? Come on. Our bodies act weird, don't they? So Tommy Ryan leads. David Comstock, Kevin Brown, Bobby Wetzel, and Yoakum. Now, I talked about paint schemes real quickly before something else happens to them. I want to go show this paint scheme. All right. If you're a nostalgic guy like I am, I'm a big fan of the past. So, like, when I say the past, I don't mean, like, living in the past or anything like that, but more of when you see things that you might have forgotten about all these years, and then all of a sudden it's like you see one and you're like, oh, wow, I remember those from those days, right? So where I'm going with this is back here on the 26 car of Jose Gonzalez. And Jose right now is running 14th in this paint scheme I saw. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is a winner right here, boys. So take a look. He has cowtails on his car. And if you don't remember cowtails, you might find them at some grocery stores and some convenience stores in places, especially if you go to like a convenience store that does like old school candies. Cowtails, these really long strips, almost like a beef jerky stick, so to say, but it's candy and are really good. But how about that? Cow's tails on a paint scheme. Oh, that's awesome. You know what? Is Jose in the chat? I don't see him. All right, so the first caution out, lap 13. As you see Tommy Ryan up there at the front. Going to lead him to the green here. We've had a lot of comers and goers already. Kevin DeBrown, as we mentioned, his aggressiveness, 28th all the way to 3rd already in this race. And then Nathan Davis up from 21st to 10th. Ron Holyfield from 23rd to 11th. Callan Tony's gone up from 31st to 13th. You got guys that show up and go, and then cars that don't show up. Unfortunately, John Mustin Jr. behind the wall. It looks like Wortman's off track with damage. Steve Ritter's off track. Eric Arnold's getting damage fixed. So this is where the lottery part of a race comes into play. You know, you want to ride in the front or you want to ride in the back. If you ride in the back, well, you never know. It could come in the back, and there it was. Towards the back, they wrecked. And it's an unfortunate situation there. Now, Wortman is still on the lead lap, by the way, right now. He's just sitting on pit road still as they're coming to the green here, so he's going to need to get out of here pretty quickly. He'll probably go a lap down. He won't have enough time to catch the pack before they go green. All right, pace truck turns in, and we go back racing. A lot of people pitted with one to go, hence the whole single file line towards mid-pack. But we'll go green here at lap number 14 of 80. No halfway bonuses, no type of shenanigans. Straight up racing, 100% fuel and everything as we go back green. You do only get 3 sets of tires, but tires are useless here. Don't need them. I mean, not that you want to run them for a full 80 laps, but you don't need them. Kevin DeBrown got Tommy Ryan out there clear, trying to make a move. Now Jeff Ryan was maybe trying to make a 3 wide. He's going to get himself shuffled. David Comstock. What's a 3 wide, but here comes help. Josh Parker from behind in that Suave, or Suave, or whatever you pronounce that hair company. Detergent or body wash. Suave, I think it is. I should know. I use their product a lot. Just gonna be honest. As Kevin gives Tommy a push and got him all dancing. Kevin will push you and push you. Surprised he doesn't have like the rainbow colors on everybody's trucks by the end of this race. Look at that. Bob Gillenwater going to the front with Dalton helping. Ron Holyfield here in the 1 car, the Quaker State car. These trucks are dancing. Inside line, gaining the momentum right now. Look at that 5th truck inside. There's Gonzalez. Cowtails might be giving a little a little bump in horsepower. now it just looks like the bottom's the way to go, which kind of surprises me. Usually in this kind of race, the top side is, like, especially on straightaways, but the bottom side's been more organized throughout, and it's allowed them to carry their momentum around. I say that as the top sign starts to come to life. You know what it is, as I think about it more and more? When you have a guy pop out and make a third lane, the third lane pretty much kills the second lane, especially when you think of it as like one truck pops out of the line and it takes all the energy away from that line, and then another truck pulls out, takes more energy. And like you see these trucks popping out right now, it's kind of killing the outside lane doing that. Oh, Kevin getting shoveled out 4 wide. Yikes, here we go, 4 wide. And they made it back to 3. Ooh, Wetzel got really loose there. Look how he forgot to turn. Maybe he was doing something, got distracted. Probably getting a drink or something. Done that before. Kind of crank that wheel and it can get you a little loose doing that. They cross the line, 19 laps in the books. Already a quarter distance in. Tony up the middle there in that 84 truck. As Tommy Ryan trying to get himself out there clear of the lead. Somebody trying to be the guy that leads the pack here. How about Larry Pace up there on the top side? Larry's been winning a lot of those Friday Midnight Series events on in the Sim500 League. He's looking to come out here and get himself a truck win at Talladega. And look at that, it's going to work. Look at Larry get help from Wetzel, help from Parker. And to the front he goes. As I said to him last night on Twitter, Larry has the pace to win. One of the easiest puns I could ever do. Tommy Ryan now help. Just shows you the draft and the air and the oh, contact of Wetzel and Tyler Dalton. They're still green. They went off the track. I don't think they're going to have a caution. Everybody's off track. Anthony Calantoni's in it. This is going to stay green. The worst of places for a big wreck to happen. Let's go catch that replay real quick. Yeah, everybody pretty much spun off the track immediately. One more time here. Yeah, as soon as you see, because A caution waves only when a truck is sideways and somebody gets around. But as you look at it, these trucks don't get sideways till there. They're off the track. And iRacing, a lot of the tracks don't have caution borders or whatever at certain parts of the tracks. And when you're on the apron, more than likely there doesn't have that. So because of that, no caution was thrown for that wreck. So we stay green, and this field is all split up now. So Calantoni, Mustian, Bobby Wetzel, Tyler Dalton all involved in that one. Dalton and Wetzel are still going. As for Calantoni, he towed back to the pits. And I overheard chatter. Parker took the blame and said just was trying to help. And unfortunately, in the tri-oval and on any corner pretty much in these trucks, it's just impossible to push anymore. I mean, you could try it. Likely won't work. The one thing you could really do is get up against that, as Dale Jr. explains it, a beach ball. And you get up there and you kind of push that beach ball, and hopefully it does a... Think about when you squeeze something like that and it finally gets itself loose from what it's being squeezed by. It kind of pops back out. That's kind of what that does. It pushes that truck out ahead. So we got 16 trucks in his lead pack, and it's back to the 17th spot of Montesi, who's off the pace, and I believe got some damage there, is where you see Coleman and Campbell and others going on by. He's going to try to jump in his pack here and see if he can keep up the speed. But that's your second pack of trucks now. And otherwise, it's just Yoakum and Simley here in this group. And everybody else, obviously, were either involved in that wreck or already off the pace. As we're going to ride with Pikachu. Nathan Bogart there to 5, running 8th right now. I honestly have not talked about Nathan at all. I don't really know who Nathan is. It's good to see him here racing. I'll say that. But obviously don't know much about him. Unfortunately, he's stuck in a spot he don't want to be right now. They are coming up on a lap truck, or a truck on the lead lap about to go a lap down, and they are sitting there 3 wide. We better sort it out real quick. It's Tyler Dalton they're coming up on. Unfortunate for Dalton, he's been easily one of the better trucks in this series. Having great runs at the second place finish already this season and stuff. But tonight, not going to be his night here at Talladega. EJ Luttrell going to go to the front with help from Parker. That's another new leader up front. What it's all about. Getting yourself in the right position. And a lot of it comes down to luck at the same time, because you got to be able to survive those little incidents that, like the one you just saw a few minutes ago, happen. It's part of having good pit stops when that time gets here, to keeping yourself on the lead lap, basically. If you're on the lead lap and lap 80 hits and you're in that pack, you've got a legit chance to win the race. That, I would say, is probably more luck than anything else, getting to that, or not getting to that point, but at that point. Just put yourself in a spot and just say, well, here goes nothing, and hope for the best. So Luttrell finally gets clear for a second there for the lead. Might lead this lap. Ryan got a pretty good run inside. And a single file line back there, trying to push each other. Back here, Jimmy Coleman, Chad Coleman's in this pack. Doug Sigmund, Montesi. Talladega Superspeedway, of course. Round number 5 of the Transervice Winter Truck Series. Of course, tomorrow night, the 811, North Carolina 811.org Cup Series resumes its last 2 races on the season. Homestead, Miami Speedway coming up tomorrow night. And then we'll go to Phoenix, of course, the following week and crown a champion of that Cup Series season. Brandon Key was involved in that first wreck earlier tonight. He has gotten what damage he can fixed and has that thing running up here in the 15th position right now at speed. Oh, contacted around. There you go. Gonzalez into Gillenwater. No caution again as they're off the track. That's going to split up this first pack. Right before that happened, I heard somebody yell, "Easy." And bam. This is the closest thing I'll be able to get to the replay here, it looks like. So Bogart. Let's see here. So I'm learning, I just overheard, this is Bogart's first start in his series, in his league. And looks like a little bit of net code there between Gonzalez and Bogart. Gets him up into Kevin Brown, Bob Gillenwater, Jeff Ryan, nowhere to go. Bogart goes down pit road. So does Jeff Ryan, I believe. 17 gets a little side swipe, but everybody off the track. Nobody really went backwards or completely sideways. So look at this now. Because of that, 6 trucks in one pack now. It's like a pit stop has happened. Yeah, I want to look at this again now. They just kind of separating to seeing who's where right now in the lead. Looks like we'll have a minute here or so. All right, let's take a look at the... I don't want to rear chase this. I want to... Actually, I do. I want to go front chase, and I'll, like one of those rear occasions where I want to go to this camera and show you these two trucks here. This is where you're going to see the netcode happen. See, the 5's given plenty of room. I say plenty of room. It's about 6 inches. And there's the netcode right there. The 26 and the 5. As I said, look at it. Everybody spins off that way. And then the other two trucks that go sideways, you're going to have a side swipe there. But otherwise, they're all off the track already. And that's why no caution. All right. So 36 laps complete. We got the top 6 right here in a pack. 4.5 seconds back, John Higman and Ron Holyfield trying to push each other. And in another second back's where you have Brandon Key and Mike Kelly. And then there's this line of trucks with Chad Coleman, Jimmy Coleman, Glenn Campbell, Doug Sigmund, and others as they continue to work their way up on that pack. They'll likely pick up these other 4 trucks as they get together. They'll be able to carry their way up back to that pack. We should have a huge pack again coming in the next few minutes or so. But PJ Luttrell leading here at Talladega. As for 4 laps away from the halfway point. Here's that other pack catching the 4 as I talked about. More than likely, you'll see a few of them go ahead and pass these guys, but eventually they will get the momentum back and be pretty much a part of the... Think of it as, in weather terminology, when a two systems come together, kind of like, unfortunately, I hate to bring it up, but Superstorm Sandy, it turns into one big monster. So here you go. You get a pack of 4, joins this other pack. They'll start getting the momentum going, and it becomes one big old storm. So now the $1 million question is the front pack going to pull away or are they going to catch him? Well, I don't use this feature much, but I do on the super speedways because it's a good way to see when 2 packs are catching each other. I'm going to throw up kind of the F1 look here for a second. And this is where you'll see every lap from the last car in line, which is the Nathan Davis truck there, to the first truck of the second line, which is Chad Coleman. And you see already the last 4 laps, they've gained over 3.5 seconds, almost 4 seconds on Davis. And the rule of thumb in iRacing is if you get within 1.5 seconds of the truck in front of you, you start feeling the draft. So I would say in the next 3 laps or so, that second pack will be here. There you go, half second that time by between the 2 drivers. Look back there. You can see the pack just get closer and closer and closer. That time by only a 10th. So something slowed him up there. So with these two cautions not happening, has put a lot of trucks in some bad spots. Jose Gonzalez, Bobby Wetzel, Tyler Dalton, those guys have gone multiple laps down now. Just for being down on speed, not be able to get their damage fixed. Kevin Brown is almost 4 laps down already. So a lot of turmoil so far in this race. All right, so everybody had that first caution, and that was at lap 11. Everybody came to pit road, so my numbers should show that they'll be on pit road in the next 5 to 10 laps. And that should be the only time they'll need to come pit road again. Key word there, need. Or let me put it like this, want. Because they might need to come to pit road later. So that lead is kind of settled here between that 5th and 6th or 6th and 7th place trucks. It is still 4.5 seconds now. Now, part of that is back here with these two trucks here side by side. That's part of it. I say part of it because one thing I've learned with these packages, especially the ARCA cars and even the Xfinity cars, if you get a group of about this many, here's the problem you have. You get somebody back here by about Glenn Campbell, the 5th truck in line. Eventually, as you're pushing that front truck, you've got to check up a little bit, right? So as people start checking up, it checks up the whole entire pack and slows everybody down. Where if you have these trucks go side by side and make 2 stacks of like 6 or 7 pushing each other, it slows the momentum down. Or not momentum, but slows the checking up down and gets them faster. So that's kind of what they need to do here is get side by side, how weird that sounds. However, we're about to see a little twist of this whole thing. Because there are trucks coming to pit road this time by. Here comes 5 of the front 7. And a lot of the second pack coming in here. They should make it all the way on fuel now. Oh, almost some contact with Gillenwater and Hickman. Seeing some tires and fuel. Likely 2 tires, I would guess. Some might take 4. Now everybody got sorted out. Get off pit road. Get off the apron here. Now here comes the second pack of trucks. Comstock, Parker, Coleman, Holyfield, and Teft. This was probably the best thing that could happen to the cars in that second pack, was these pit stops to happen, because now it's opened up the door for that second pack to get together with some of the trucks that might have a slower pit stop and get them up to the front now. So let's watch here as Comstock and those guys leave pit road. Here comes the lead group of 2.5. 3 trucks altogether. I said because the one truck was off a little bit, but now he's back in that back up to the bumper of that second truck. So 3 trucks now. They really had too good of stops, if you will. But now you're going to see David Comstock and these guys end up getting them off pit road here. But the momentum is going to carry them right on around. How about that? So I just talked about how potentially the front pack could lose their momentum here and the second pack catch them. His pit stops are done. The front pack pulled away 2 seconds from the second pack. I'm not saying anything anymore. Usually this is what happens in iRacing. But I've learned in Sim500, whatever happens in iRacing is different here. I got to learn that one day. Up, track goes one truck. All right, well, we got a quick minute. I'm going to take a quick little break here for a second. I'll come back. We'll get you the last 33 laps of this race here from the Virtual Talladega Superspeedway as you're watching the Captain Esports Network.
Storms have caused damage to your property. Contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
All right, back we are here, Talladega Superspeedway. 33 laps to go. A reminder, tomorrow night, the North Carolina 811.org Cup Series at Homestead Miami Speedway. 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be here for you. Kevin Sigmund and I. Or not Kevin Sigmund, I just mixed up him and Doug Sigmund. Oh, wow. Kevin England and I. Hope he never hears that. But we see this very big pack of trucks, only 3 seconds back now, so they're really starting to gain on this front pack of trucks. And one thing that could be helping them here is this side-by-side battle for second. David Comstock's out here on his own, not sure what the strategy is here, is if he's doing that maybe to purposely bring the second pack here, but I don't know why you would do that. I doubt that's what he's doing now. But that pack's coming now. And the real thing about it is the fact that when that pack gets here, they're not going to be able to stop. The PSA, they talk about a train takes more than a mile to stop on the railroad tracks. When you have a pack of, what, 16 trucks lined up, you can't stop them. Here they already double it up. You see this? This is the best way to defend this. Double up, 2 by 2. Because then you got to kind of decide where everybody's going. But look at this, Tommy Ryan and Luttrell have already kind of checked up to let those other trucks go here. So I think we got some strategy stuff going on up here. Because here comes that line. Very interesting stuff here. Like kind of unorthodox, if you will. I've seen a lot of things tonight in this race alone that in 10 years of iRacing I've never seen. And that was one of them. I'll have to find out. And a lot of things I like to do, like after the race, a lot of times I'll go down and talk to the guys and be like, hey, just curious, what happened there? What was going on? What were you doing? Not to question them what they're doing, just, you know, to kind of learn, because I've trusted the guys in this league enough that the stuff they're doing, that it makes sense and it's totally understandable what they're doing. So from that standpoint, it's like, all right, that makes sense, and go from there. And plus, that makes me a better broadcaster. And one of these days, I'm going to end up on track with them. And I'm hoping it's one of these super speedway races, because this will be the only chance I'll ever have to compete with them. I'll have to show up maybe on a midnight series race or something like that, and run a super speedway race with them, just to kind of get their thoughts and feelings, and just to get a race with the guys here to kind of learn about them more. I think that'd be kind of cool to do one day. Larry Pace up there top side here, 29 laps to go. This is going to give us a great opportunity. We're in the packed Talladega. I don't usually get to do this during green flag runs, but let's turn it up here and enjoy some racing from Talladega. The words out of my mouth as I got up to go do something real quick. I said, don't wreck, guys. Don't wreck, guys. Don't wreck, guys. Caution's out. They wrecked. Or at least one truck wrecked. Larry Pace. I say at least because I was not near my computer when it happened. Larry Pace brings out the caution here. Oh, and he gets hooked into David Comstock. The leaders go around. And it looks like only 2 trucks get involved in this. So this is one of those things where Parker, you know, he's trying to learn a little bit. He said that he can't understand what maybe he's doing wrong there. And in this situation, again, not criticizing, but just seeing from what I understand about the trucks, obviously the bumpers don't line up here. But at the same time, the way it's set up here, the bumpers are not like slicked or sticky, so to say. So you're going to see him hook them right there, and he starts going right. So at that point, obviously, it shifts over where the bumpers are connecting at. And where's the one place you don't want to hit a truck at? The left rear. So now look where he's at. The left rear of the truck. And it sends him around. In the Comstock, you see Tommy Ryan miss it. He does. Wow, great job. Everybody does a great job to miss this wreck. So yeah, only 2 trucks involved. Fantastic job. As everybody's on pit road. And Tommy Ryan once again going to lead the race off pit road. Brandon Key going to come out second. Chad Coleman, Mike Kelly, Josh Parker. Kind of ironic that Brandon Key comes out second because I've been waiting to have a word with him. And I think this is the perfect time now. He's running second. So let's bring up this driver, the 33. I've already checked. He's in Discord. And have a word with this guy here. Hey, Brandon, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Brandon. Obviously, second place now. Great pit stop by the crew. You were involved in that opening wreck of the race this evening, but now you're up here second place. Chance to potentially win this race. What do you got to do to keep it up here?
I got two teammates up here with me, Mike and Scott. So hopefully we can just work together and make the right decisions and put one of us in victory lane.
I know they both know how to do it here, too. So I got to bring this up. You and I follow each other on Twitter. And obviously I've seen you doing some things and talking about some things. One of the coolest I came across was you going to the Hall of Fame last week and watching that race live. Talk about your experience there.
Yeah, man, iRacing has blown up in the last 2 years, and just going there and seeing those guys compete at the top level, meeting Dale Jr., just seeing how big iRacing is getting, and meeting Steve Myers and listening to his future plans was very, very cool. And Sim500 is growing like crazy. We're doing great things here, racing 6 nights a week, and just keep building on what we're doing.
That's so cool. Random question. What was the most unexpected thing that came out of that event for you?
Unexpected. Amy Earnhardt didn't know who I was. I was kind of shocked.
Well, okay. No, that's funny. But I mean, I don't know. I got nothing for that one. You kind of got me speechless there, brother. Well, hey, man, great job. I'm glad you had a good time. It looked like it was fun seeing the photos and stuff. I think the funniest part was watching them crossing the start-finish line there. It looked like taking a white flag, and everybody was like golf clapping in the crowd. And I'm like, guys, it's the freaking final lap of the race. Get up and stand.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. Case Kerwin had a great thing, and
Yeah, he
his
did.
family was there to celebrate. It was good times.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, appreciate your time up here, man. Go enjoy, and let's see you get that 33 to victory lane.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, you too, buddy. That is Brandon Key, of course. Come down to his channel. Stand by, I'll get you down there. Sometimes I have to remind myself where channels are. Turn on heroes.
Yeah, good.
There we go. He gone. So yeah, Brandon got to go down to the event. If you follow him on Twitter, he was down at that iRacing live event. Basically what they did was they did the Coke Series, the main event. They put all 4 drivers on stage, literally, to race for the championship in the same room. That would have been interesting because I'd have been the prankster, like, throwing things at each other. And look at this now, Brandon Key's in the lead now that I come back up on screen. He was second. But anyways, I'd have been the prankster, like, grabbing paper balls and throwing it at the other drivers. That's just me, though. What's the old spitballs? Is that what it is? Where you had the straw and you would launch like wet pieces of paper out or whatever. All right, so Brandon Key, Mike Kelly, Josh Parker, Chad Coleman, John Higman is your top 5. With Bob Gillenwater, Glenn Campbell, Montesi, Simley, PJ Luttrell. Your top 10. Pace car pulls in. And 23 laps to go. The action probably going to pick up from here. So get ready, sit back. As we go back racing here in this Sim500 Transervice Winter Truck Series on the Captain Esports Network. Brandon said he had a teammate, Mike Kelly, right there with him. Scott Simley back in 9th. And Key is going to check up to let Kelly in line here. That's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to. He's trying to, and it's not working. Either that or you had trouble going through the gears. One of the two there. 2x2 as these trucks continue to gain momentum. Pedro Mojica did not appear at the event tonight, so he unfortunately won't win because of obvious reasons. And then Brian Wortman is in 30th right now, multiple laps down, trying to get the best finish he can. So because of that, we're going to have our third different winner tonight in this series. Questions, who's it going to be? Trucks moving around, trying to find the right place to go, trying to find which line is moving. Josh Parker getting up front there, leading some laps. How about Glenn Campbell? Got a scuffed up right side from getting in the wall early in this race. He's up here competing now. Montesi's back up here. Like I said, you get that truck fixed up if you're damaged, and you can end up back up here trying to go for the win in this race. Two by two through the pack. Run aboard the Rackley 25 of Andrew Teft. Run behind Ron Holyfield there as Holyfield's going to get shuffled out. Actually, Teft's going to let it back in line. He checked up. If Ron chooses to, he's going to get back in line. Oh, no, Ron's got a pusher back there now. Big checkup on the inside line. Who is that? Is that the 17 truck is giving Holyfield a push? Kevin Stone. Easy, guys. They're getting close to each other here. These trucks do move around. It's not a lack of control of the drivers. The air actually plays a role in these trucks. The way they move around, the way they drive. Kind of like earlier, if you were watching me in the flight sim, you can see the plane moving around at times when the wind would hit it. Same thing. Except a lot slower speeds. Holyfield leads that lap. How about that? I'll put a little confidence in that one truck. See Pace there on the outside. The 17 is Stone up there giving him that push. The 36 back behind him of Nathan Davis having a good run there as he's trying to get that line. But you see that outside line just got killed, basically, speed-wise. Pace keeps jumping lane to lane. Well, this is... Oh, easy! 17 laps to go. You still got 23 on the lead lap. And I would say pretty much all 23 are in this pack. I'm sorry, 21 of the 23. There's 2 trucks that are out right now in the pack, and it's these 2. And something tells me they're waiting for things to happen. Because Tommy's back here with no damage at all. Yes, Randy has damage, but that's why he's riding behind Tommy, just to kind of hold on. But obviously, things are going to break out here in a second, probably. I hope not. Parker getting help from Campbell, who's getting help from that 5 car of Nathan Bogart, who was involved in that accident a little bit ago off turn 4. There's a lot of trucks that have been involved in accidents up here in this pack again. And there's trucks that have been not so much in trouble at all, and here they are. Trying to get what they can as the 24 is going to jump out of line. Now they're 4 wide. $15 laps to go. Of course, this is not the first Super Speedway series season race that we've covered here. The first season we actually covered late last year, we actually started doing it, was the Super Speedway Series that was done on Sunday nights. Right around this time, as a matter of fact. And it was all Super Speedway tracks, so I'm very used to these guys running on Super Speedways. As I mentioned, the Cup cars tomorrow. Homestead Miami Speedway. Come join us at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, Eastern Time, after a week off for Halloween. So I said earlier, the 94 Radford. I made a mistake here, and I apologize for it. It looked like I saw A&W at first, but it's actually an awareness that he has on his truck. It's limb difference awareness, so I wanted to kind of put a close-up on that truck for a second to let everybody see that for a second, just kind of make up for my whoopsies there. But limb difference awareness. So appreciate anybody that goes out there racing for a cause, and you see up there at the top, and doing things for to help make a better living world. I'm always a fan of. Of course, you see at the bottom of the YouTube page on the screen, if you ever go down in the information, you see I always have something up for celiac. My 3-year-old daughter, unfortunately, suffers from that, and it definitely brings a lot of attention to the world when a loved one suffers from something, and it's like, unfortunately, you have no control of, but you can at least make the awareness out there and go work on it. And that's what we've done. We've had to change her diet and do a whole bunch of different things, and she's happy and healthy, and everything's good. So, $12 laps to go. Holyfield still out front with Parker. More trucks making more moves everywhere. Ooh, some shuffling. 4 wide for the lead now. Hold your lanes, boys. Hold your lanes. Miles Holyfield. Oh, and around goes Brandon Key now. That'll bring the caution out. Third caution. Kind of multiple accidents in one here. I think the second one was more of a everybody kind of getting organized from the wreck. There you see the 5 gets into the 1. And there's the 33 getting some damage. And he's trying to get back on track. And the 5's unfortunately there. And they hit the 04 of Sigmund. A little ping pong action. Great job by the 25 to miss that. Everybody should be able to get their damage fixed in. All right, so it looks like damaged trucks only are going to come to the pit road. Everybody's going to keep their track position from here. Look who's leading this race. What in the world is going on here? I don't know why either, Glenn. I pulled you up here. Hi, Glenn. Not much. What in the world are you doing up here? You're choking me up here, man. You're leading this race with 9 laps to go. You got pretty much the whole entire right side is missing paint. And you're up here leading this race.
Well, earlier in the race, I don't know, 20, 30 laps in, I had technical difficulties and had to put it in a wall. That's why there's nothing on the right side of the truck. Got it fixed. It was not that bad. And just kind of just sitting out here waiting. I know I was going to just keep pushing Parker, and he bailed and went to the middle lane. And, of course, Kosh came out and gave me the lead.
Yeah, it's worked out for you, man. Can you hold him off?
I don't think so. I think I do have enough damage on the nose of my truck. I don't think if I don't get a good push from the back, no.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do see it looks like it's lifted up just a little bit. But, hey, you never know. It's why we run the race, right?
Absolutely.
All right, buddy. Hey, good job, man. Keep your head up, and let's see if I'm talking to you here in about 20 minutes.
That would be nice.
All right, buddy. Glenn Campbell running in the lead now after that caution. Surprised him. Should get one to go this time by. So we got Glenn Campbell We got Nathan Davis. We got Montesi, Chad Coleman, Josh Parker, Mike Kelly, Troy Radford, Bob Gillenwater, PJ Luttrell, and Jimmy Coleman, your top 10. Larry Pace, John Higman Jr., Scott Simley, Comstock, Teff, Stone, Tommy Ryan, Eric Arnold, Randy Yoakum, Ron Holyfield, Doug Sigmund, Bobby Wetzel, and Nathan Bogart are the trucks on the lead lap. That brings up 23 altogether. There are 2 green, white checker attempts in the series. I'm going to double check myself. I try to remember all the rules. All right, green flag's going to come out. Campbell Davis. Always want to try to wait till you get to the restart zone to go here, because you get too big of a restart, all of a sudden you are going to get chomped up. Already seeing a third line starting to form up. A couple of the Sim500 Mafia guys up top. Gillenwater and Coleman. See if Chad jumps out of line. He does not. As they get up to speed, that outside line is moving. Oh, Campbell's going to get turned. Josh Parker, Larry Pace, Simley gets a piece of it now. I kind of saw this coming, and I always say that because I saw the 44 move up the track a little bit, and I'm like, uh-oh, he might get hooked. Let's watch again here. He's up the track about a half lane. And then Montesi just gets in the back of him. 25 gets in there. Holyfield crushes the 50. There's nowhere to go for a lot of people. Hey, David Comstock's view there. You see right there, that's where the 6 gets into the back of the left rear. He's able to stay to the top side there. And Chad Coleman, what a save. Watch this from his view. from Holyfield here. So Nathan Davis now leads this race with 5 to go. Should have a traditional restart here, not a green-white checker. So, all right. Golden Camel saying that 54 is going to win. That's Jimmy Coleman. That'd be cool to see. I think Mike Kelly's going to be one to watch the 2 truck. He's always good on these tracks. Would love to see Bob Gillenwater win this race. I mean, not that I play favorites or anything like that. It's just people that you've seen out here that race hard and race clean and end up with rough luck and stuff like that. It's like they deserve to win races like this. Tommy Ryan, who's been kind of hanging out, even when the wreck happened about 15 laps ago, was way off the pace and on the other straightaway behind. He was a whole straightaway back in the 20th position. Now he is up here in 10th. He has no damage on his truck. He's just been kind of hanging around, just hanging back and just staying away from everybody. Can he sneak up here and win this race? I know he knows how to do it. He's won plenty of these super speedway races. Not necessarily in this series, but he's done it. That's if Bob's service stays around, too. So we still have not hit lap 80. This is not a green-white checker. We're going to have 3 laps to go when we go green. Nathan Davis can have the restart on the inside here. Chad Coleman there behind him. Jimmy Coleman behind him. John Higman behind him. Top side is Gillenwater, Montesi, and 2 of Mike Kelly. The 94 of Troy Radford. As here we go. And look at this. Chad Coleman jumps out of line with Gillenwater up top. That's going to bring everybody together. Davis is like, is there something I said? Topside's more organized. Mike Kelly's going to give that 38 a push. Coleman pushing the 36 down on the bottom. Looks like the topper line had to run. It lost it very quickly. Two laps to go. This is about the race, part of the race where luck kicks in. There's no more of the, I mean, to a point, there's no more driving talent. This is all just, all right, get me in the right spot, let me win this thing. Jimmy Coleman up the middle. Here comes the two to the top side. Oh, Coleman gets a bump from Chad and saves it. They almost hit each other. They're going to come across the line and see the white flag. Final lap here for Talladega. Oh, contact there. 36 got into 24. A little hip check. I thought they were going to wreck. Great save on everybody's part. Everybody making their moves, pushing each other. Right now it's the Coleman show up front. Is Chad going to pop out on Jimmy here? Here he comes. Jimmy's got no help. Oh, and now there's contact. As everybody wrecks, Chad Coleman is through the wreck into victory lane at Talladega. Wetzel finishes second. Troy Radford gets third. Montesi fourth, and Bob Gillenwater ends up in the top five. Wetzel was in a big wreck earlier, and he comes back to finish second in that thing. The Iron Man of this Sim500 series made over 1,000 total starts in one series amongst all different cars. Goes to victory lane. He's a big Dogs fan, so you know he's happy about yesterday, and you know he's happy about tonight. As let's show the results now. As Coleman wins it by, well, unofficially a half second after the wreck happened. Wetzel finishes second. Radford, Montesi, and Gillenwater finished fifth. Eric Arnold, David Comstock, Nathan Bogart comes back to a top 10. Josh Parker, Tommy Ryan 10th, 11th, John Higman Jr., Nathan Davis 12th, PJ Luttrell 13th, Jimmy Coleman 14th, Kevin Stone 15th, Randy Oakham, Doug Sigmund, Larry Pace finishing in 18th. 19th goes to Mike Kelly, Tyler Dalton 20th, Ron Holyfield 21st, Andrew Teff 22nd, John Mustin Jr. 23rd, Glenn Campbell 24th, Scott Simley, Brandon Key, Brian Wortman, Jose Gonzalez finishing in 28th, 29th, Kevin DeBrown, Jeff Ryan 30th, Anthony Colantoni 31st, and Steve Ritter 32nd in the race this evening. All right, let's see if all the drivers are here. I see Wetzel. Let's see who else we got. There's Chad. I think we have all the drivers in here. we'll talk to our. We'll start with the second place finisher. Actually, I don't see Troy yet, so we'll get Bobby Wetzel in here. Bobby, a great second place finish. It didn't look like early in the race you were going to finish second with some things that took place, but you were able to get the damage fixed and kind of put yourself into a better spot throughout that race and find yourself up here in the top 3.
Yeah, being a couple laps down for 50% of the race, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun when guys push you in the tri-oval, and when this vehicle has been notorious for no pushy anywhere. So yeah, and I hate that I got into Tyler with that because he's my teammate, and it just sucks. It sucks when you get wrecked, but it sucks even worse when you hit your teammate. But no, we just kept plugging away, and I gambled there, and I took the wave around thinking, well, I'm going to be 4 laps short. Hopefully we get a caution. I can get the lap back, and then I can get some damage fixed. And everything just worked out in my favor. And when we came down here into the tri-oval, coming to the checker, they just got together, and I saw a gap. I shot for it, almost got wrecked, and made it out clean.
Yeah, it worked out for you, man. It was a great effort. Obviously, that's why you never give up on these kind of tracks. But it was just very weird in that middle section when you and Tyler had your issues, and then there was the wreck afterwards. It was like the perfect scenario where all the trucks decide, hey, let's go to the apron, and it doesn't bring the caution out. So, of course, that luck came into play, and then you did finally get the caution that helped you guys out. But still, it's got to feel good to come out with a top 5 at this track.
It feels good. We've had a couple of bad weeks in this series, and this track's not indicative of turning things around, but we're trying. We'll keep plugging along. I just want to thank iRacing for their great caution capabilities. I'd also like to thank iRacing on a truck that you can push without turning someone with just a slight breeze on the bumper. Just gotta thank them for that. It's just lovely.
There's a slight now. Granted, my sarcasm meter is kind of messed up right now with the sickness in me, but it just pegged. So maybe it's fixed.
No,
it
really?
might be fixed right now. Thank you for fixing it. Great job tonight, man. Send some shout outs to whoever you'd like.
Well, iRacing, of course. We've already gone through that.
I knew that was coming.
But I just want to thank everyone out here. We get what we get, and we put on the best show that we can. And just got to thank all the admin staff. They do a wonderful job. All the guys who came out. We saw a few new guys come out, and I hope they stick around. I mean, it's just a great series, and usually it's a good vehicle to race on. So that's all I got for the night, man, Chris.
Nah, you did good, man. Good job, and great effort out there. And keep your head up, and we'll go from there. But great effort. Good job, second place finish.
And thanks to you guys as well.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it. As Bobby Wetzel, second place finisher tonight, is pretty happy with second, but obviously had some feelings there. We'll just call it. As let's see, did Troy make it in here? He has not made it in here, unfortunately. So, all right, let's get our winner up here. Let's start with a sarcastic question on chat here. See how this works out. Hey, Chad. Congratulations.
What's up?
Was there a big football game yesterday or something?
There was a small one.
A small one? Yeah, I thought I saw something on TV with a dog or something. But anyways, nonetheless, you got a victory lane tonight, man. Way to race it through. I know you almost had some very close saves in that race, but you ended up going to victory lane.
Yeah, to say at least we had a moment or two there.
Right.
We I ain't been able to do much for about the last month or so. I had some back issues and some leg issues, so
well, welcome back.
we got to, no pun intended. We got to start racing again like last week on Tuesdays, and right now I should have quit for about a month and came back last year because I think we finished 2 seconds in a win.
Wow.
So we're doing pretty good right now. But man, that was a lot of fun at the end.
Who
that
says
was pretty much like there was nobody up there I could work with, no teammates, so it was
you were just on your own?
fling it at the wall and see if it sticks.
Hey, that sounds like somebody I know. Still though, great. How's it feel? Obviously, first off, it had to feel good to get back on track, but two, to come back to Talladega here in this, one of your first weeks back and go to victory lane in this series.
Yeah, like honestly, I forgot. Honestly, I forgot this series was running, and Pedro sent me a message, and Pedro said, "I'm not going to be able to race tonight." And I'm like, "What were you racing?" And he said, "The Sunday Night Truck Series." I was like, "Oh yeah." So I got on with about 10 minutes to go in practice, and we raced. Kind of glad I did, because that turned out to be a lot of fun at the end.
Yeah, and you had that close call there, that last wreck. You come down a little too soon. It looked like they were getting the side of Montesi, and the race about ended.
Yeah, I thought when him and Glenn got together getting in the corner, I thought both of them crashed.
Right.
And here, you never know if the caution's going to come out, so I took the opportunity to dive to the bottom of the 36 to try to get the lead right there. And as soon as I turned to the bottom, I realized that Mike was still at my quarter panel.
It worked out for you in the end, man. Great job. Welcome back to Victory Lane, and send shout out to everybody too.
Yeah, I thank Joey and everybody, and then honestly, I'm not sure who are the admins on Sunday nights in this series.
I think it's Brandon Key, actually.
All right. Well, thanks to them for adminning. Thanks to you for broadcasting, and thanks to everybody at Sim500 and Joey with what he does, and thanks to Trey Idson for painting this adrenaline shock truck about 2 years ago now, I think. So I'm not sure whether to retire it or keep running it.
You're
I
one
really
for
like
one.
the paint scheme.
You're 1 for 1 in this series. I'm running it if I'm you.
I really like the paint scheme because it's got my 3 favorite colors on it: red, white, and black.
Makes a lot of sense. Georgia Tech fan. I'm kidding. Great job tonight. And shout outs over here like 2. Or you already give shouts, didn't you?
Yeah, we're already done with that.
Yeah, it's my time to get off the air. Anyways, great job tonight, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Hey, you too, buddy. Chad Colvin, winner tonight here at Talladega Superspeedway, he's a big Dogs fan. Big time. Just had to get that out there. And congratulations to him on that. Great racing by everybody tonight. I would talk to some more people, but I'm going to get off the air, save my voice for tomorrow night, and get back here and put a good show on the road here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. But appreciate everybody for joining us here this afternoon. And again, I know I didn't sound 100%, so I apologize for that. And obviously, going to continue to met up and get ready for Monday, so because I don't plan on missing work or anything like that. But we'll see how that goes. Anyways, Chad Coleman, your winner here tonight from Talladega. Shout out to Transervice for sponsoring the Truck Series. And, of course, to all the admins, all the racers out there. They did a great job putting the show on. And looking forward to tomorrow night at Homestead Miami Speedway. Should be a pretty good race when it's all said and done. Looking forward to getting ready to wrap up that Cup Series and crown a champion. Remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!
Let go.